Daily Wire has this report. The U.S. government is not being fully transparent about what it means about UFOs. According to a journalist who just wrote a book on the topic, Garrett Graff, author of UFO, The Inside Story of the U.S. Government's Search for Alien Life Here and Out There, shared insights into his work during an interview on NBC News with host Chuck Todd. Let's watch a little bit of that interview.
What is one thing you've learned about UFOs that the public doesn't know about?
Well, I think there are a couple of things that stand out for me right at the top here. The first, as you covered in some of the previous segment, that there is something real here. There are things out there in our airspace that we do not understand what they are, and that those could represent exquisite new adversary technology, but they could also represent science that we don't understand, atmospheric, meteorological, and astronomical science that we don't yet understand. And that I believe that the government is covering up some level of its knowledge and understanding about what some of those things are, both in terms of what chunk of that is our government's own secret development programs, planes, drones, new technologies that we're working on, as well as what we're sensing and detecting of advanced adversary technology being tested against U.S. forces or around U.S. airspace. What I'm unconvinced of is that the government is covering up meaningful knowledge of, alien spacecraft, alien visitors, extraterrestrial contact. I just don't see the extraordinary evidence or the fingers of the cover-up that one would expect if that was, in fact, the case.
Well, so what's interesting there is that he's, in my mind, I think that there is a cover-up of specific knowledge of this kind of activity and this technology. And so the position that he's taking is like relatively moderate. But it's a common sense position, which is that we know this technology exists. We can see it. Like, it's a fact. We know that there's stuff going on in the skies involving craft, involving technology that far exceeds our own understanding of what is even possible. And we know that. And it's a fact that it should matter to people. People should care about it. Diversify your savings with physical precious metals while stockpiling silver in your home safe. With Birch Gold Group's most popular special of the year, now through December 22nd, for every $5,000 you spend with Birch Gold, they'll send you a 1-ounce silver eagle coin for free. Text Walsh to 989898 to claim your eligibility now. You can purchase gold and silver and have it shipped directly to your home, or have Birch Gold's precious metal specialists help you convert an existing IRA or 401k into a tax-sheltered IRA in gold for no money out of pocket. They'll send you free silver for every $5,000 you purchase. Keep it for yourself or give something with real value as a stocking stuffer this year. Just text the word Walsh to 989898 to claim your eligibility. With an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau and thousands of happy customers, now is the best time to buy gold from Birch Gold. Text Walsh to 989898 and claim your eligibility for free silver on qualifying purchases before December 2nd. That's Walsh to 989898. And this book that he's got, I don't know anything else about this guy. He's got this book. It should be a big #1 bestseller. And it probably won't be. That's the bad news I have for him. Spent all his time writing a book. And he probably thinks, oh, this is a bombshell. This is a bestseller. No one's going to buy it. Garrett, I hate to tell you. I will. I'll be your one customer. But like nobody else cares. They should, but they don't. I was thinking about this today, because of course I think about this topic every day, that I think if not for sort of like paradoxically, if not for the internet and social media, people would care a lot more about this stuff. Because it's always interesting when you go back and you look at the famous UFO sightings from back in like the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, even the 90s. And you go back and you watch a documentary or an unsolved mystery about one of those. And one thing you always notice is that it's all over the news. People were talking about it. It was like a big deal at the time. Front page, headline news, right? Above the fold. And aside from what they're reporting, like that, to me, aside from the UFO itself, that is like the second most shocking thing. So when you look back then, people really cared about this. When there was like credible reports of unexplained phenomena in the skies, there was an intense amount of public interest. Why is there public interest? Because it's above everything else. There's public interest because it's interesting. It's an interesting thing to talk about and think about. There's mystery. There's wonder. There's all these deep questions of our place in the universe and of the universe itself. That's interesting. And that's how people used to see these kinds of stories, but now in the social, and you would think, if you didn't know any better, and you had to predict, you would think that the internet and social media would just throw that into hyperdrive. Because now we're seeing all this stuff all the time, and there'd be even more interest, but it's had the opposite effect. I think because people are there's so much information coming at us all the time, and everybody is numb. And so when you have things like this that are fascinating, everyone just kind of yawns and turns away and leaves me to talk about it alone on a podcast that everyone has already now turned off because I started talking about this again. Hey, YouTube, thanks for listening to the show. If you'd like access to my full show with no ads, you should go to dailywire.com and use promo code Walsh to get 2 months free on all annual plans. See you there.